Hello and welcome to the tutorial on how to play GHTV Reloaded on RPCS3, which is the PlayStation 3 emulator. So as of recording this video, the beta is not out yet, so some stuff in the beta Reloaded chats won't be finished in this video. It may look different on release day and future, but to get started, there'll be a post here that tells you a bit more information, but where we need to go to first is to the README. There'll be some lovely text here guide or text guide that will show you how to install the patch on your preferred platform. So I'm just going to show you the PS3 version in this video. So there's a link here that will give you both versions, which is GHTV Reloaded.beta.stickgaming.net. When you click on that, you'll download a zip file which has both versions. So we're going to download that, which will leave us on the desktop here. So this will give you the zip. I've just put it on the desktop, so we're going to open that up. And then we should have the PS3 version. So I'm just going to drag that out. I'm going to replace, because I have another copy here. If you haven't got your game updated, depending on what region, there'll be a 1.06 or 1.07 if the US version. So we need to update our game. So for me, there will be, actually, before we do that, if you haven't got your game updated, there will be a setup text chat. It'll also be relayed in there with the update versions. So we need to download the version. Since I'm using a PAL region, Australian copy of the game, I need to use the PAL version. So I'm going to download that. So that's just going to download. So once you download it, drag it to the desktop or wherever you want to put it. We're going to tell RPCS to download that into our game. So we're going to go to File, Install Packages. We're going to go to wherever the install is, which is here. We're going to click on this. It's PKG, it's Guitar Hero. We're going to click Open. It's going to say, do you want to install this? 1.06 or 1.07, depending what region you're on. They're both the same versions. So we're going to let it install. It's done. You can see the game's updated here. Now we're going to open up the RPCS3 version, and we see we have another package. You need to install the 1.06 or 1.07 version. If you don't, this won't work, because if you install this first before the 1.06 or the 1.07, you're going to have some problems. So make sure the 06s and 07 is installed. Since we have that done, we can go to File, Install Package, go to where we installed it, which will be in the RPCS3 folder. Click on it, click OK. It's going to say, would you want to install the Reloaded beta? Click Yes. Also, it doesn't matter what region you have, it will install it for both, which I'll just show you in a second when it's done. Lovely, it's done. To confirm that it's installed, if you open up an install folder and go back a folder, actually no, that's our game. So we'll install everything in the dev HDD0. You open up that, go to game, and then you can see there is the two versions. So one's US, one's PAL. For me, I'm carrying with the PAL region. To see if it's installed, you can notice how it's different, and you can even check the other region that you don't have, and you can see it's installed there. Even though we don't have the game installed, the other version won't exist, but no, it's installed. Next, we got to go make an account. First, make sure you have an RPCN net account, which you can go to config RPCN. Follow the account procedure and make sure you take note of your username, because we need that later on. To check if your account's actually logged in, you can click on friends. If it pops up an error, that means you're not logged in. If it pops up something like this, then you're logged in. And you can see I'm actually logged in over here. In the console here, it says I'm logged in as me. Now we're going to go back on Discord. There will be a registration chat. So we're going to click on that. And now we need to go and talk to the bot. So our bot here is gonna handle our registrations and all that stuff. So we need to go into the chat. We're gonna do -- register or reg, and a username. We're gonna do 0 after that, and then we're gonna type in our platform. So you'll do Nintendo. For us, for this tutorial, we're gonna do Sony for the PlayStation. Click enter. Bot's created our profile. Now we've been DM'd. You can see the bots sent us stuff. And now we need to download this and paste it into our PS3 folder, which will show you how to do it here. It's the same for both versions. It will just have US instead. So we're going to go download that. Get rid of that. We have our config file here. So we're going to go to our PS3 emulator. So for me, I'm just going to go and open up the game again, the install folder, because it will lead to my emulator. So from your emulator root folder, you're going to go to your dev 0. You want to go to game. You want to go to the region you're playing. So for me, it will be the BLES, which is the European PAL version, which Australia uses. We're going to go to user. We're going to go update. We're going to go to config. And you can notice we got some bunch of config files. For me, I need to rename my file because it's all lowercases and I have multiple of them. So it's got the brackets. We need to have it this version, this naming. So you can just rename it Control A, Control C. We can go and delete that now, or we can just overwrite it. So I'm just going to delete it, go to our one we got from the bot. Don't worry, you can always request it from the bot again by doing the same command. We're going to rename it. Now we're going to do Control A, Control V, done, and then move. And if it says you want to replace a file, hit alright. Now we're done. We actually can play. Make sure your controller's hooked up. For me, I'm using a 360 dongle. Another thing you need to do, check your PS3s online or the RPCS. We want to go to config. We're going to network. We're going to make sure we're connected, and to RPCN. And check if your guitar's actually enabled in the IO section, and then controllers. And then we could just apply, save, and now when we boot up the game, we're loaded in, and we'll notice a lovely message of the day saying welcome to the beta. Since I've recorded this before the beta starts, this is a different one for the alpha players. So we can go to TV, hit play, and we'll be chucked into the tutorial. And that's how you can play the GHTV beta. You don't need to do anything else. It's just going to run like that. It's just going to work. You can see we've got the tutorial, and hopefully I get to see you in Rivals. Make sure you reach level 7 to get these awesome rewards at launch.